block all the time, though. So but it's all good. It's all love in the game.
Does that give an opponent a big advantage with the cut block, and just because is that something that's just hard not to put out of your mind? I mean, mentally, does that maybe take a little bit away from your ability sometimes? Because it's hard not to think about getting cut block.
It does, but it doesn't. You still have to play football at the end of the day, and you just have to. Teams chop block, but they don't chop block as much as this team right here we're going to face against. But it doesn't. You still have to be quick off the ball, use your hands and your feet, and just play with eyes. So it really doesn't take that much of effect on you if you're playing up front.
Why is the cut blocking something that D linemen hate to have to deal with so much?
Because it slows you down. It's a mental thing. Either it's going to chop or it's not. So it's just a mental thing. But other than that, you have to play fast. If you get chopped block, okay, get up and pursue to the ball, and you never know what's something to happen.
If you're more active, it's easy to avoid the chop blocks as well, the cut blocks. If you're more active, keep your feet moving, it's easier to avoid those cut blocks.
Yeah, you gotta use your hands. Your man key, be low. You know, if you stand up high against these guys, they get under you. You be up, your legs up on top of your head, and then you'll see the ball carrier going down the field. You know, you just have to use your hands, eyes, and feet against this type of opponent.
What do you think about the depth you guys have on the line? I mean, I think you're one of 4 guys that started beside Grady this year. So you guys seem like anybody can start at that position. A lot of guys rotating in now. It's
good because you know that you can count on the guys up behind you, and there's no drop off. And I think Coach Brooks he just put that much on us to compete. You never know when you're going to be ready. So I got faith in my guys, and I'm glad that somebody can just come up and start, and we don't have no grudge against it because we all know we're going to play, and it's just a big thing.
Does it help you can rotate in and out during the game as well?
Yeah, it does because we seen against our offense, we seen a group of defensive linemen get tired and they can't sub. When you have the same group of guys, 4 or 5 guys, that's just as good. You don't have no drop off, and it just keeps things rolling. So you don't have no drop off.
What are the challenges for an interior defensive lineman to play against this kind of offense? You mentioned the chop blocking, but I mean, it's not like they're coming right at you most of the time.
Yeah, they are, and they stands, 3-point stands, high butt, and they're coming at you, and can you stop it? And it's, you just have to play technique, sound football. You can't do nothing out of the ordinary. You just got to do it in the scheme, and then other than that, it'll take care of itself.
Do you find yourself, though, whereas I think even when they pass the ball, the few times they do pass it, he's probably rolling out. I mean, this is not kind of a pin it back and go after him on 3rd down kind of passing game when they do pass. Talk about that.
When they do pass, you have to have rush lanes because they have a good quarterback. With Lee, he can scramble. He runs the option, so you have to be able to scramble. And with that, when passing, you have to have rush lanes because the gaps will get big enough, and then he just runs straight through them. And we learned that from our freshman year with Washington when we just rushed up the field, and he got positive yards off that.
Do you think in the past games you played Georgia Tech, played this kind of offense, are the linebackers the ones who really will tell a big story in this game from the defensive standpoint in terms of trying to stop them?
Yes, sir, I do. But I also think we all will because it's just not the linebackers or the defensive line. I think it's the secondary. If you don't have your eyes when you need to have them, they will take a deep shot on you, and then he had the ball in his hands. And I seen that a lot my freshman year. But like I said, it's just playing technique, sound ball, and just having fun doing it.
What's your thought on playing a Thursday night game, home game?
It felt like we had a home game forever, and to be the first Thursday night game to be a part of my career, I think it's going to be pretty big. I think Death Valley is going to be rocking as usual. I think we owe our fans a lot more than we did against Florida State, and I think we're going to give a lot of positive feedback.
Good.